for those of you watching at home, the old handstand or arm stand start. It looks very scary to you, but actually for the divers it's a very stable balance as long as you do a good handstand. And that's what we want to see, an entry into the water with basically no splash there, Liam.
Yeah, that's pretty good from Michaeli. Michaeli comes from a gymnastic background, second nature, and she's done that amazingly well. You'll see nice and straight line there on the entry, pretty minimal splash. And here's Maggie Squire, another one to watch.
Yeah, so Maggie does the reverse 1.5 somersaults from the 5 metre platform. That's another dive that she's looking to take up, add another somersault and take it to the 10. About Maggie is that she's a strong springboard diver, but she's exploring the idea of competing on platform now, and I think that she's got the mentality for it, Liam.
Yeah, she certainly does.
And back to the 10 metre platform with Michaeli, the inward 2.5 somersaults pike. And she's just a little bit loose on the entry, the pike position. Look how tight that is.
Yeah,
beautiful lines. She's just got to get familiar with opening out, and when she's entering the water, she's just over-rotated ever so slightly.
And there's Maggie back up on 10 metre. That's a fairly new dive for Maggie, as it was for Michaeli, the previous diver. Quite a spectacle dive, a twisting dive, so she does one twist there and then comes back into her pike position. She's got 2.5 somersaults to get around. And
she makes it easily, Liam.
She does, yeah. Makes it look easy. But
back 1.5 somersaults from 5 metre. Like I said earlier, these divers do a lot of these dives and repeat the technique from somersault or an extra couple of twists from the higher platform. But doing these dives from the lower platform at a younger age gives them the opportunity to learn where they are in the air and adopt the correct technique. And back to Maggie. I believe this is the first dive that's been done from the 7.5 metre platform, which is, there's 3 different platform heights.
And here's Maggie doing a back 2.5 somersault. She's done a pretty good job with this.
She knows where she is. She clicking out right
up. As we said before, he's just coming back from competition in Tokyo, the World Cup. He's had a bit of a break. So this is another intimidating one to watch. The reverse 1.5 spinning back towards the platform. She's got a beautiful kick out there and just gone slightly over from vertical.
I reckon she would have added another somersault on that from the 10 metre as well.
Yeah, absolutely. So that's a nice handstand from Holly up on the 10 metre bike as well, Holly. So you can see she whips herself off there. And she's got really good lines, nice and vertical. Well, slightly over vertical, so that's why she's thrown up a bit of splash there.
Maggie's again competing from the 7.5 metre platform, the inward 2.5 somersaults. And once again, she's had a good start on that dive, nice and strong. From that angle, it looks like she may have just had a little bit to water, but we'll see it better from the side. Nice tuck position. Yeah, she's just got to get used to where she is in the air and to kick out at the right time.
So here we have Grace, one of our younger divers. That's pretty good from Grace. She's really learned some bigger dives off the platforms. That's a front 2.5 somersault pike, and she's done a pretty good job there.
Scores of 7s there, which are pretty...
Yeah, and again, that's a brand new dive for Michaeli. She only learnt it a few weeks ago, so that's pretty impressive.
Just to find this dive scary to do, Liam, it's blind, so you never see the water when you kick out there.
Yeah.
You just have to rely on what you see visually and hope that you've kicked out of them. She's done a pretty good job there.
She has, yeah. Well, that's excellent from Maggie. That's down on the 5 metre this time, front two from the 5 metre. She'll be looking to add a somersault and go up on the 10 metre soon, I'm sure.
Maggie gets such good height off the platform there.
She's very, very strong. She works really hard, Maggie. Focus has started to play with platform, as you said earlier, so that's exciting to see what she can do in the future.
On the takeoff, it looked like she chopped back a little bit. Didn't give herself the opportunity to jump as high as she might. Competition. And the 2.5 somersaults pike from Sophie, and I know that she has had a bit of a mental block on that dive, so it's always nice as a young diver and do it that well. She gets good height, nice position, and yeah, Liam, pretty good dive for a young girl.
That's great from Sophie, that's great.
And there's mental blocks are pretty easy to have in diving because it is quite a scary sport. And
it is, I think these quite hard and challenging dives like Maggie's done there, an inward 2.5 somersault, spinning back towards the board 2.5. He won't be too pleased with that one, but he'll come back the next round, I'm sure.
And like I said, when Sophie was doing the dives on the 1 metre, she's just a lovely dive. It's a more simple one, but she's confident and very capable of doing it. And sometimes it's better to put in a dive that you know you can do well than attempt something you're not quite.
Big dive there from Maggie, forward 3.5 somersault. Maggie's still quite young in the sport. She's just run out of room here on the 3.5. She can do this better. I've seen her do it better, but she's just run out of room a little bit there.
There, another big dive from Maggie. That's 2.5 somersaults with a full twist.
Yeah, just showing again her strength. Maggie's 15 and she's doing these massive dives that the top woman, easier dive, but she's done it really